एक 9 कैरेट ज्वेलरी में और 14 कैरेट ज्वेलरी में इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्राइस, वेट एंड क्वालिटी क्या डिफरेंट है? अगर किसी को ये गोल्ड प्राइसिंग के हिसाब से गोल्ड खरीदना है, व्हाट इज़ द स्ट्रैटेजी टू बाय गोल्ड एट दिस टाइम? डायमंड्स की जो प्राइजेस है लास्ट 45 डेज टू 2 मंथ्स में 10% इंक्रीज हुए हैं। क्या इस पे करेक्शन आना पॉसिबिलिटी है?
So the prices took a correction, and that also in solitaire, not in regular diamond jewelry. Regular diamond jewelry has been there. I don't think any correction has happened. Any major correction has not happened there.
Is lab-grown diamonds future of diamonds?
Has a CVD checking machine inside their stock. Those days when you were talking in terms of कि ये diamonds mix होके आ रहे हैं या jewelers unethically कुछ करेंगे. So it takes 2 minutes here. You come to the store, we put it in the machine, we tell you whether it's a CVD or it's not a CVD.
तो हैंडमेड ज्वेलरी और मशीन मेड ज्वेलरी में क्या डिफरेंस है इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्राइस, टाइम ऑफ मेकिंग एंड क्वालिटी? क्या इंडिया में डायमंड माइंस है? Welcome to Jewelry Insider with Shan Chawla. We are here again with another seasoned expert with us, Mr. Puneet Multani, who has been in the industry for more than 4 decades, around 45 years. Like, that's commendable, to be honest. He's serving as the president for the GK Association, the president for Delhi NCR Jewelry Association, and being an executive member of Delhi Jewelry Association. Moving on, पुनीत जी, मेरा एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है सिंस आई कम फ्रॉम बॉम्बे। दिल्ली में इतनी गर्मी क्यों होती है? एंड व्हेन इज इट गोना हैव अ प्लेजेंट वेदर लाइक मुंबई?
पैसे पैसे की गर्मी.
That's amazing. So tell people a bit about you, your experience, maybe a little bit about when you started 45 years ago.
I started coming to the store. Our store was in Connaught Place, and I started coming to the store in 1982 onwards. And while I was virtually out of school, it has been the brand was launched by my father in partnership with my Tayaji, Jagmohan Dutt Multani, and Lokesh Multani. They started this together in 1955. It was rechristened as Multani Jewelers in 1967 at the same place.
Okay.
We had our store on the outer circle in our own building in Connaught Place. We were originally into manufacturing and supplying jewelry as wholesalers to all the bigger brands at that time. Jewelry was a very restricted trade during the early
80s.
times, 80s, and even before that. So one couldn't open a store in or trade in jewelry till the time you had a license from the government of India. This sort of changed with the change in policy in late 80s. That was the time when anybody could open a store who had contacts, who had money. At that time, there was a paradigm shift in the retail industry for the jewelry.
That's true.
We shifted to Greater Kailash Part 1 M Block Market about 25, 27 years back. And there was a distinct change in the way customers reacted to jewelers. When we were there in Connaught Place, you could deal straight with it, and typically, let's say if a bill was for 7 lakhs, 50,000, 800, the customer would look at your face to even deduct that last 800 bucks, whether he could do it or no. Vis-a-vis coming to Greater Kailash, it was a big shocker for us, where if you were to quote a price of 7 lakhs, the customer would straight off with a straight face ask you whether he will sell it at 3.5. For the earlier 6 months of our trade in Greater Kailash, it took me time to even grasp this attitude. Then I realized this is the way this market works, where there's a lot of scope. First, you hike up the prices and then you reduce them, showing it off, passing it off as a discount to the clients. It was not part of our DNA, but you have to adapt with the way the market works.
I think that's the Indian consumer behavior as such. just to give you an example of myself in a very different sense, I know it's a mentality which is more important. I would buy from Swiggy more often because it gives me 60% discount rather than Zomato giving me 40%. But at the end, it's about the satisfaction कि यार मुझे special treatment मिल रही है. It's not about
Absolutely.
the discount. It's about having a special place for that consumer and at least making them feel special. And consumer plays a very important aspect and their well-being, mental well-being in the jewelry industry.
Bargaining is part of our DNA,
Yeah, that's
especially
true.
in North India. That's part of our DNA.
That is true.
It's difficult to come out of that.
Seeing your whole spectrum of years of experience, how would you pertain brand loyalty 30 years ago versus now in a consumer perspective?
Things are drastically different now. So when you talk in terms of brand loyalty or customer loyalties, आज की डेट में the only thing that works is the design. So if a client, a known client who's been dealing with you for 10 years, 20 years, it's immaterial. He'll come with a pocket full of money, come to you, ask for a particular design. He now does not have the patience or the bandwidth to even wait for us to show us designs either on Pinterest. Earlier on, पहले catalogs में दिखाते थे. अब Pinterest और Instagram और ये सब social media के ऊपर बहुत relevance है. But those days are gone where you could book an order for, let's say, 20, 30 lakhs based only on catalogs.
Okay.
We used to take orders on catalogs, deliver them after 1 month, 2 months, take the advances, work like a family jeweler in the real sense. Things are different now. So if your known customer doesn't get the thing or the price they think it deserves or the quality or the finishing, either which way, they'll go to the next jeweler. And they'll buy from there, bargain and buy and topic over.
So following up for that, क्या डिज़ाइन एक मेन की एस्पेक्ट होना चाहिए ज्वेलरी बाइंग के लिए? की मेन एस्पेक्ट?
Indian consumers still would go by the intrinsic value of a product which is offered. But
Okay.
yes, the top 10%, the typical ultra rich or the typical ultra HNIs would not bother much about getting value for money or the bang for their buck. They'll go and settle for the design.
And
So
quality.
they have to, very few clients would actually understand quality.
Okay.
Very few clients would really be privy to our inside ways of working. But by and large, it depends. That is why the trade is so closely guarded secret, as well as you as a client would want to go back to your own original jeweler because he would know what he sold you at what price, at what margins, and then he's bound to take it back from you at what he's committed.
That's amazing.
So once you are dealing afresh, you should definitely talk in terms of to your jeweler about the buyback policies. Compare an apple to an apple. There would
Okay.
be a rate variation. There could be a labor.
Sorry to stop you there. In an, for as you said, apple to apple comparison, how would a consumer, or let me rephrase that, एक consumer jewelry को apple to apple comparison कैसे कर सकता है? As you mentioned.
If you're looking at gold jewelry, then you're talking about the total product value. So that means irrespective whether he's charging you X rate. Rate है, labor है, GST है. So he has to compare what is, at the end of the day, what is the multiplication factor for
That's
he's
true.
applying to you.
Yeah.
Similarly, in case of diamonds, you've got diamonds, you've got colored stones, you've got gold making. These are the 5-6 components that make up the price structure for any jewelry.
Okay.
So you have the color clarity, which is normally now all the good, respectable jewelers would all have their products
quality, yeah.
certified by international labs. There's no point nowadays, especially with the advent of CVDs and simulants. It does not make sense for us to buy a jewelry which is not certified, and
That is
that too not a local certificate. You are to be into seeing the international certification only.
By certain laboratories such as IGI,
Absolutely,
GIA.
IGI, HRD. GIA does not certify ready jewelry as on date. They're only into solitaires.
Okay. Moving forward, That was very heavy conversation for our consumers. Let's take it very simple. Let's give them a light tea. What is एक 9 कैरेट ज्वेलरी में और 14 कैरेट ज्वेलरी में इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्राइस, वेट एंड क्वालिटी क्या डिफरेंट है?
So 14 carats in India got popular after the gold prices
Was
scaled.
at the almost near the moon.
All was this was I think about 10 years back when the prices went higher.
Okay.
तब 18 से 14 पे I would not like to use the word dilute, but the advent of 14 karat
Amalgamated
jewelry,
towards 14.
the advent of 14 karat jewelry started taking place.
Okay.
The weight variation between 22 to 18 to 14 to 9, 24 karat being the purest. So you've got jewelry which is temple jewelry otherwise by and large. So in North India you don't get diamond jewelry studded in 22 carats.
Okay.
22 carats is set for chains, bangles and temple jewelry or
Okay.
regular jewelry. Then you have diamond jewelry. Now you have from 22 you come down to 18 to 14 and now we are discussing 9 carats. At a lakh of rupees, virtually a lakh of rupees as the benchmark rate
Yeah.
for 10 grams. It is bound to happen, if not now, then some months or some years later, that people, manufacturers, and the hallmarking centers will start experimenting with 9 carat gold. 9 carat is a standard in USA.
Okay. Oh,
That's the standard there.
wow.
In India, it is that cycle of changing or getting value for money is slightly difficult to
Different,
break,
yeah.
but ultimately it is bound to happen.
Yeah.
For the simple reason because there is, let's say, a 15 to 20% weight climb down from 18 to 14, another 15. So एक चीज़ मेरे को अगर 18 कैरेट में 10 ग्राम की पड़ रही है तो वो 14 कैरेट में 8 ग्राम की मिलनी है और वो 14 से 9 में जब आएगी तो 8 की 6 में बनने वाली है. दैट मीन्स यू आर एडिंग मोर alloy to bring the purity down of gold.
Yeah.
Nowadays, all these standard manufacturers are using imported alloys. So those imported alloys are so good, they take care of the porosity and the finishing of the jewelry,
Okay.
the final product.
Okay.
So once that is taken care of, that means you're adding more alloys, more copper, more silver. The jewelry will be stronger. The jewelry will have higher finish. And since it's 9 carats, it's not going to tarnish.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Tarnishing की problem नहीं आने वाली है.
And I think one more aspect which it may keep is sustaining the value for bigger looking jewelry because
एब्सोल्युटली. आज से कुछ साल पहले अगर हम डायमंड ज्वेलरी की बात करते थे तो लेट्स से 60-70% ऑफ द वैल्यू ऑफ अ प्रोडक्ट दैट यू आर बाइंग वुड बी डायमंड्स एंड 30% वुड बी मेटल एंड मेकिंग.
okay.
Over a period of time it's reversed. Now you're talking about 60 to 65% of the product value gone into the gold
Okay.
and 30 to 40% is dependent on the weight of the diamonds.
Okay.
Things have changed drastically over a period of time. So, since the cost component of a particular product is dependent on the gold weight, the moment the weight goes down, the price goes down, you inherently get a better finished and a better product, a bigger product, and the same value.
A longer perspective kind of a product.
It is bound to happen. If it's not happening today, once the hallmarking centers of the established by the government of India, once they start recognizing 9 carat, the manufacturing industry starts experimenting with 9 carat jewelry, it is bound to come. If not now, somewhere down the line.
Perfect. Moving on, talking about gold prices, we are at a lakh, almost at a lakh, coming up and down daily, having their heartbeats, racing someday, some days falling. अगर किसी को ये गोल्ड प्राइसिंग के हिसाब से गोल्ड खरीदना है, what is the strategy to buy gold at this time?
I internally feel, in my opinion, 20% of your surplus, of your investable funds, which you keep aside as your family savings, you would rather invest it in FDs or mutual funds or the share market. 20% of your investable funds should be allocated to gold.
Okay.
Some people fancy investing in silver. I'm not an expert on that, so I won't be able to guide you on that. But let's say if I'm talking in terms of gold, So 20% of your investable fund, let's say you save about a lakh of rupees a month. So allocate 20,000 of that savings to buying gold.
Okay.
Aaj, if you're unmarried and you have got a future to look up to, then you get married, you've got kids, you've got the kids' weddings coming up, the kids' education coming up, and your old age. In this entire spectrum of your life, gold will act as a hedge. Once you have that, you should decide, according to me, the way to go about it is that you should decide either your landmark birthdays or your anniversaries, or let's say New Year's, thing like that. Divide your portfolio, entire investable things into 4 or 6 landmark days.
Okay.
Start putting your money in buying gold during those days. तो आज बर्थडे है, डिसाइड कि मेरे को आज 10 ग्राम लेना है या 1 लाख रुपए खर्चना है, इधर विच वे. सो 1 लाख है वो 1 लाख रहेगा. अब उसके अंदर उस टाइम पे 10 ग्राम आ रहा है या 8 ग्राम आ रहा है या 12 ग्राम आ रहा है, अलग है.
अलग है.
ऑल्टरनेटिवली डिसाइड कि मेरे को 10 ग्राम लेना है. अब वो 80,000 का आ रहा है या 2 लाख का आ रहा है, इमटेरियल है.
Okay.
This is the financial discipline which every household should inculcate in themselves and their children.
Okay.
Over a period of time, you won't even realize the kitty that you've built up with these small investments. वो 10-10, 20-20, 50, obviously
Like
you
an
invest
SIP, similar to an SIP, yes.
जैसे आपका अपना पॉकेट अलाउ करती है, उस हिसाब से allocate करो. Once you allocate that, let's say you are saving for your children's education or children's marriage. आप केटरर पहले नहीं कर सकते, आप कपड़े पहले नहीं ले सकते, आप मेन्यू नहीं कर सकते, आप टेंट वेन्यू कुछ नहीं कर सकते. The only thing you can pre-plan is jewelry. Even let's say you don't want to buy jewelry at that time. The only thing is you are putting your money aside.
Yes.
And in Indian weddings, jewelry is which takes away, let's say, a major chunk of your money that you're going to spend in a wedding. Similarly, for your education, your children's education, if you're talking about it now, you're talking about 10 years down the line, looking at the inflation. If you need 10 lakhs for educating a child now, you'll need 50 lakhs down the line.
Yeah.
धीरे धीरे धीरे
You build up the fund.
you build up your capital like this, और पता भी नहीं चलेगा कि आपने कैसे इतना इकट्ठा कर लिया. I personally feel South India के अंदर अक्षय तृतीया, धनतेरस, all these things are much hype marketing things as well as sentimental aspects to buying gold in South India. This is not the case in North India. We have been just copying the trends which were there in South India.
Okay.
यहाँ पे नहीं तो इतनी कोई भेड़चाल उस टाइम पे नहीं होती. सो रादर देन बाइंग ड्यूरिंग दोज डेज, जब पूरी भीड़ इकट्ठी हो रही है और
जब peak
आर्टिफिशियल
होंगे prices.
पीक होते हैं प्राइसेस, आर्टिफिशियल स्कैरसिटी है, पहले ले लो ना. प्लान योर लाइफ इन एडवांस,
Buy
डू
the
इट लाइक अ SIP.
By the dip. So moving forward, one thing which we spoke about, Akshay Tritiya, which is around the corner. Akshay Tritiya, which is a very famous festival, or let me rephrase, जो अक्षय तृतीया है जो साउथ में काफ़ी माना जाता है गोल्ड खरीदने के लिए. सिमिलरली नॉर्थ में ऐसे कैसे ओकेजन्स होते हैं कि गोल्ड की बाइंग तभी सबसे ज़्यादा होती है?
Other than Dhanteras and Akshaya Tritiya, I think Diwali is the major spinner for the jewelry industry. Majorly, the weddings drive the entire sales.
Okay.
North India, weddings would be a major selling point for any jeweler or for any consumer.
Definitely.
South India, let's say Kerala or Chennai, where you have stores, you will always see a jeweler having a co-branded or a store-in-store which sells silk.
Okay.
केरला में लड़की पैदा होती है, तो वो डिसाइड करते हैं मेरे को इस साल तक इतना सोना इसको डालना है, इतनी सिल्क की साड़ियाँ डालनी है.
Yes.
वो बचपन से शुरू हो जाती है सारे. एंड फॉर देम इट्स ऑलवेज अ कॉम्बो डील कि सिल्क भी खरीदना. सो यू विल सी नल्ली, यू विल सी अ लॉट ऑफ स्टोर्स would sell silk sarees as well as jewelry. And that's a standard format down south.
That is true.
It's not true in Delhi.
Since you were talking a lot of smart investing in gold, what tip would you give to young generation, or let's say, what tip would you give to Gen Z to have that investment discipline in gold?
जिस प्राइस पॉइंट पे है लेते रहो. Once you have made a decision कि मेरे को साल में ये 4 बार या 6 बार लेना है, once you have taken that decision, stick to it. Don't look at small
Prices difference.
कि आज 500 रुपये ऊपर चढ़ गया, 1000 रुपये नीचे आ गया. Don't think on that.
Keep
You'll
buying.
never be able to catch the highest or the lowest dips. You'll never be able to do that.
That is true.
As a jeweler, I have never been able to do that. And nobody can predict कि आगे जाके ये आज सोना अगर लाख रुपए है, कल जाके 1.25 लाख 1.5 लाख होगा कि वापस 80,000 85,000 पे आएगा. I don't think anybody in the world would be able to predict a thing like this.
And you can never time the market.
You can never time the market. You'll never be able to buy at the lowest or the highest dips.
Moving forward towards jewelers now. एक चीज़ जो ज्वेलरी इंडस्ट्री में is like which is not really spoken about and it's kept in the dark. A toxic competition between jewelers जो काफ़ी jewelers के बीच में होता है कि वो उसके बारे में कुछ बोल रहा है, इसकी क्वालिटी के बारे में कुछ बोल रहा है. But jewelry industry has many winners. How do you perceive the competition in the jewelry industry amongst your peers?
It's actually very sad that our industry works like this. It's a sad way of putting it कि दूसरे की कब्र पे पैर रख के ऊपर चढ़ जाओ. So jewelers are prone to criticizing and downgrading and running down the other person's products and quality. I personally would not stand by this. This is a pathetic way of self-growth.
How would you tackle this?
Jewelry industry, why can't all of us be collaborative? We all can coexist. We can help each other. The way forward is simply that stop running down other people. उससे लेके आया. I mean, it reflects. I don't know if the client is intelligent enough, he'll see through this facade.
It's true.
मतलब आप अगर औरों के लिए इतनी बुराई कर सकते हो तो तुम तो बहुत धुले हुए हो, दूसरा बहुत खराब है.
It's true.
It has to be a collaborative effort. The industry has to go. समुंदर में इतना पानी है.
That's true.
अगर मेरी किस्मत के अंदर लिखा है कि मेरी एक सेल्स होनी है, मेरा है, अगर मैं उसमें कहीं कमी करता हूँ तो मेरे को अपनी मेरिट से आगे जाना चाहिए ना. मेरे को अपना प्रोडक्ट से, प्राइसिंग से, उससे आगे जाना चाहिए, rather than running down the other person.
That is true.
That's negative way of growing.
That is true. One thing which jewelers do not realize, which comes in the perspective, that jewelry industry is not a river; it's an ocean full of seas. That's the opportunity in the jewelry industry.
It's so huge.
$85 billion is not less. Comparing it to any other industry, it compares to real estate closely. Imagine having $85 billion of spending to consumers only in jewelry, comparing it to real estate buying a house, which is more of a family deal. So I believe that jewelers should appreciate the industry and their peers. And has there any practices you have done to keep a healthy competition between your peers?
We try and promote that. In all the association meetings that we go to, we have a progressive jewelers group where we talk in terms of sharing our internal workings, helping each other out. So these kind of initiatives really help you grow internally as a person.
Okay. So let me give you a case study. A second generation jeweler in a heavy toxic environment of competition, how can he play a role to nurture all the jewelers around him and himself?
He should, firstly and foremostly, one should work on yourself.
Okay.
जैसे वो कहते हैं ना, be the change you want to see in others.
That's true.
Start working on yourself, start working on your own capabilities, start working on your design, start working on your pricing, your finishing, your product line. Self-growth is the best way to grow. So once you're there, you follow the principle that you do not run down other people. The clients would, at the end of the day, appreciate your approach towards them.
Okay.
Tell them openly, यार ठीक है, वो प्राइस ठीक है, प्लस माइनस करके ले लो, क्या बुराई है?
That's true. Transparency is the key.
Transparency makes much more life easier and more satisfying. एट द एंड ऑफ द डे आई हैव सीन हेरा फेरी करके, ये बैक बाइटिंग करके कुछ मिलता तो है नहीं. मिलना वही है जो किस्मत में लिखा है, और तभी मिलना है जब लिखा है.
That is true.
वाहे गुरु जी बोल ही गए.
That is very true.
सो जब मिलना ही वही है तो वाई शुड यू रिजॉर्ट टू अनफेयर मीन्स. अपनी किस्मत का तो मिलेगा ही मिलेगा.
Moving forward from jewelers, moving to one of my favorite segments, diamonds. Diamonds prices, diamonds की जो prices है last 45 days to 2 months में 10% increase हुए हैं, whilst it has dropped down in the previous quarters. तो अभी जो फिलहाल डायमंड के प्राइसेस 10% इंक्रीज्ड है, क्या इस पे करेक्शन आना पॉसिबिलिटी है, और डू यू फील स्टेबिलिटी और इट्स गोना गो
I
अपवर्ड्स?
think it's a very good time to buy. A very good time to buy for a long term horizon. Contrary to what people might think, a lot of people have used to talk about के lab growns आ गए या CVDs आ गए, उसके कारण price down आ गए. There's a lot of geopolitical tensions which are at play in bringing the prices down. The first blow to the industry came when America started boycotting Russian goods
Yeah.
due to the escalation in Ukraine war. The HNIs in USA, Europe, Canada, and China, across the world, the ultra luxury segment took a beating.
Okay.
Because of that, you did not see the solitaire. The demand was far outstripping the supply,
That is true.
let's say 2-3 years back. All of a sudden, when the entire world economies go down,
Yeah.
during that scenario, the supply obviously was commensurate with the demand at that time. So the prices took a correction. And that also in solitaires, not in regular diamond jewelry. Regular diamond jewelry has been there. I don't think any correction has happened. Any major correction has not happened there. We are talking about solitaires there. That also to 1-2 carats onwards. Because of the geopolitical situation, the prices took a correction. It's a matter of time when the industry or the HNIs world over come back to their original glory. It's gonna bounce back. There's no looking back. It's a product which is made out of from nature, extracted with so much of effort, so much of love.
Billions of years to form.
One would never be able to do. Lab growns and CVDs will coexist. They are there in the market. जैसे पहले zircons आए थे, फिर modernite आए, अब lab growns हैं. If you're happy wearing a synthetic,
Definitely.
I'm nobody to comment on what your pocket allows.
That's true.
If you're happy wearing a fake Rolex, a fake Gucci, or a synthetic stone
That's true.
which looks like something, so that means you're trying to portray. That means you
want to
have that aspirational value
That's
that
true.
you wish to acquire at one time, which since you're unable to afford that, you're settling in for a synthetic right now.
That is very direct.
अभी नहीं लेगा, बाद में लेगा. It's opened up a new market for us. So look at the jeweler's perspective. जो आदमी आज CVD और lab grown ले रहा है ना, वो मेरे लिए अगला prospective client है 2 साल बाद, 4 साल बाद.
That's a really good
It's
perception.
widened the horizon for us. So
That's
good.
really great.
हर एक चीज में पॉजिटिव. ग्लास आधा भरा हुआ है का आधा खाली है. It's the way you look at it.
Yeah, that is very good.
So भरा हुआ है
perspective
ना
to look
यार.
at. That is a
कोई
very
issue नहीं
very
है.
good look perspective. I was thinking about on the process. Just an example, maybe when I have a daughter in the future, I'm not, when she's very young, I'm just not going to put a natural diamond around her neck because I know she may end up eating it or throwing it or leaving it. So maybe the starters, I may end up giving her lab-grown diamond when she asks me, maybe when she's 14 years
तो
old.
लेना ही क्यों है?
When she's 14.
छोटा ले ले, अच्छा ले ले, genuine ले. Gold में invest कर.
That is
So
also
that you
good.
secure her future.
That is also a great idea.
Start investing in gold for securing your family's future
That is
at whatever rate it comes at.
That is true. And that has been practiced in the South India a lot.
Absolutely.
Since the day the girl child is born, उनकी gold की खरीदी शुरू हो जाती है. So I was actually thinking about something when you were talking about diamonds. यार diamonds India में आता तो है, पर ये आता कहाँ से है? Where are the mines of diamonds all over the globe? Major mines.
Africa, Canada, Australia, Russia.
Okay.
These are all major producers of rough diamonds.
Okay.
De Beers is only a cartel which controls the supply,
Mines.
and they are a cartel. They control the selling and reselling. So
Okay.
let's say Russia has a mine which they discover कि यहाँ पे इतना रफाना है, so they'll go and outbid the competition. वो कहेगा मैं इतने $1 million में इतना तेरे आउटपुट खरीदूंगा, तो he'll they go and outbid that guy.
Okay.
So the Russian mine owner will sell to them, the oligarchs. Similarly in Canada or Australia. So these are the major mine producing continents in the world.
क्या इंडिया में डायमंड माइंस है?
ना होंगे भी तो they are dormant.
Okay.
So there's
But
nothing. Cutting, yes. World's 60, I think 70% of the world's production happens in India. And that also in the Surat Navsari belt.
okay, the cutting. to
Cutting
them,
and
I think
polishing
it's,
center, India is the biggest in the world.
yes.
And at one particular time, 15 years back, because of due to the apathy of the powers that be, a lot of Indian diamantaires, because of cheap labor and disciplined workforce, and that you could hire and fire, they shifted their base to China.
Okay.
This happened 90s or something.
Okay.
Luckily, I think they're all back. But had they continued, China would have overtaken India much before we're
That is true.
even sitting now.
Since we're talking about diamonds, I was actually reading through and एक चीज़ आई थी, लिली कट डायमंड्स. ये लिली कट डायमंड्स होते क्या है, and if you have to give it out how they look like in some manner?
These are various shapes. There's a private diamantaire in Bombay. A typical round diamond will have 58 facets. So you have somebody who comes up with 65, 78 facets. So you keep on toying with the idea of, creating something different. But it comes at a cost.
Definitely.
Not many are willing to pay the differential.
Okay.
So since the past so many decades that I've seen, rounds were the king, rounds are the king.
Okay.
That's the benchmark of the industry. Everything else, all fancy shapes, pair. I don't think any diamond pricing would go higher than rounds. Very few. If I'm talking about the similar color and clarity.
Okay.
So rounds are the benchmark. So Lily cut was a cut which was made by a diamantaire in Surat,
Okay.
and they patented that. That's about it all. It's a private product.
So the last question for my diamond segment is lab-grown diamonds future of diamonds?
They'll surely coexist. It's there to stay.
Okay.
And
And
each respectable showroom in the industry or the trade has a CVD checking machine inside their store. So
Like those diamond
those
testers?
days when you were talking in terms of कि ये diamonds mix होके आ रहे हैं या jewelers unethically कुछ करेंगे, obviously you take all kinds to make a mankind. So you have good people, you've got bad people. But if you were to talk now, since you have mechanization to such a high level, so it takes 2 minutes here. You come to the store, we put it in the machine, we tell you whether it's a CVD or it's not a CVD. But they will coexist. They are here to stay for everybody.
it's the consumer who should be choosing, not us.
It's their decision. It's their personal call.
तो मैं एक चीज़ के बारे में काफ़ी सोचता रहता हूँ, वो है कारीगरी के बारे में. एक कारीगरी इन ज्वेलरी, हैंडमेड ज्वेलरी, एंड हाउ टाइम एंड एफर्ट इंटेंसिव इज इट. तो हैंडमेड ज्वेलरी और मशीन मेड ज्वेलरी में क्या डिफरेंस है इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्राइस एंड टाइम ऑफ मेकिंग एंड क्वालिटी?
नहीं, इन सब के अंदर क्वालिटी का फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता.
Okay.
आपने जो गोल्ड दिया, आपने जो डायमंड्स दिए, वो दोनों सेगमेंट्स में एक ही हैं.
ओके.
So it dependent on the jeweler or the client what quality of gold or what quality of diamonds they're looking at or the price point. So there's no variation in that.
क्वालिटी. ओके.
The only variation is that if you're looking at a mass market, how do we fight or survive the chain stores? Let's say an X brand has 200 stores. So they'll probably need a product. So even if one product per store, you're talking about 200
So that's
pieces
just
for a similar
each store,
design.
yeah.
They have to work on masses. We are family jewelers. So family jewelers will work only on the design content, the creativity, the colored stones we are using, because we are capable of making one-off pieces.
Which is very
You
personalized.
come to me, you tell me I want this ring by the evening, I want the size modified or the color modified or the stone replaced. We'll probably, a family jeweler will bend backwards and satisfy you and your order to your satisfaction. You go to a chain store, वो कहेगा अच्छा भैया बैंगलोर जाएगा या बॉम्बे जाएगा 10 दिन बाद बात करेंगे. रिंग का साइजिंग भी करनी है ना तो वो भी बॉम्बे जाएगी. सो देयर इज नो personalized relationships at a massy store. Similarly, handcrafted jewelry हम afford कर सकते हैं. थोड़ी महंगी बनती है, but that's the design content you're paying for.
थोड़ी महंगी में if you have to give in terms of percentage, an average percentage in terms of handmade versus man-made, कितना difference होगा? 4%, 2%, 5%?
2-3%.
Oh, barely.
Barely.
Barely, like that's breadcrumbs.
Doesn't really cost the earth to have a handcrafted jewelry.
So discussing about family and a corporate jeweler, एक कौन सा consumer, okay, just try to understand me here. As a consumer, किसको फैमिली ज्वेलर को के पास जाना चाहिए और किसको कॉर्पोरेट ज्वेलर के पास जाना चाहिए? व्हाट डू यू थिंक व्हाट देयर परसीव एज?
If you're not looking at exclusive pieces or if you're not looking at exclusive designs, then you are happy going to a chain store because that product is available across so many stores. So you'll probably have your friend wearing it. So if you want that factor or you want something to do that, okay, I'm wearing this, that
Okay.
feeling of being special. Let's say a husband lovingly gifts his wife a necklace on her anniversary. And imagine going to a party and you have 5 ladies wearing the same thing.
No, he's gonna be dead.
The guy is gone.
You cannot have
You
two
can't
women
have
same
that. You
wear
can't have
jewelry
that.
ever. So
So if it's a casual wear, I think so far the brand stores or the chain stores haven't been able to make a dent in big ticket items
okay,
and exclusive items. They're good with massy products.
basic snake
The
chains.
ticket size has to be smaller.
Okay, so concluding this podcast with one last question, which I've been very curious about. What is your thought? आपको क्या लगता है ऑनलाइन ज्वेलरी बेचना और ऑफलाइन ज्वेलरी बेचना में क्या कैसा डिफरेंशिएशन रहा है एंड हाउ यू सी इट इन द फ्यूचर?
We've got some operational challenges in this. So if you're not a big store, delivering jewelry is not allowed in the courier business as of now. So let's say if I wish to FedEx you a particular product, I won't be able to do that.
Okay.
So FedEx will operate only in particular pin codes
Yeah.
and jewelry, precious stuff is not allowed to be traded.
ओके
The brands are doing it, they have their special arrangements.
ओके
I don't think it going beyond small ticket items. So
मतलब-
let's say 2-3 grams, a chain or a small pendant, anything sub 1 lakh. आज की डेट में चलो लाख रुपए में तो सोना ही हो गया तो लाख का 1.5 लाख हो गया. बट बिलो दिस इट वुड वर्क. आई डोंट थिंक इट डेंटिंग 10 लाख का सेट लेना. यू विल नॉट गो टू अ साइट एंड बाय इट यार.
एक फैमिली ज्वेलर के क्या यूएसपी होते हैं जो डिफरेंशिएट करते हैं कॉर्पोरेट ज्वेलर से?
When you go to a corporate store or chain store, you're talking to a faceless entity.
सेल्स पर्सन.
A salesperson who is there today, who is fired the next day. He might or he might not work. You are just a plain figure work for them. That ये client है, ये you are identified by the code number of,
नॉट इवन योर नेम.
not even your name. So you are that code number. The legacy which the family jeweler would want to maintain and uphold, that far outreaches the advantages that you have in dealing with a chain store.
Okay. What would be this USPs in a family jewel in the
The
family
kind of
jewel industry?
accommodation we do, the kind of services we offer, the kind of other than the product, of course. I don't think the chain stores will ever be able to match that. If a family jeweler is sincere to his trade, he knows the generation. Before you walk in, he'll know what you want, what price point you're looking at, the quality that you're comfortable with, what buybacks you have offered. So it goes on from generation to generation.
Okay.
And majority of the family jewelers are generational jewelers. Majority of them.
Definitely.
जो ट्रस्ट और लेगेसी हमारे साथ आती है ना, वो ब्रांड की जरूर आती है,
Hmm.
बट दैट अपनापन इज मिसिंग.
That is true. Personalization, not only for
Personalization
jewelry,
is-
but also for the consumer.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So, this was an amazing conversation with you, Mr. Puneet. And I'm very honored to have a legacy podcast
No,
at my
thank you.
shoot as well. Thank you so much, Keshav. He's standing right here and grinding. And that was a lovely shoot with you. Thank you so much. Let's